and you act out of your mind. Cause your vision of us shattered right in front of your eyes. Speak your truth, don't hold back, long as it ain't beyond my back. I know it's hard being sincere when it feels like it's so bad. Just smile, the world is watching. They seem so concerned, but they can tell me nothing. I might just let it burn. You lost that fire for me, I know I let you go. Still at the same old place, I'm just a call away.
Again, had to call it off again. Again, guess we're better off as friends. Wait, give me space, I said boy get out my face. It's okay, you can't relate. Yeah, had to call it off again.
Had to call it off again. Had to call it off again. Had to call it off again. Had to call it off again. You've been on my mind, it's a kind reminder to let you know. If I compromise, would you press rewind and just take it slow? I couldn't count the times, how many times did we lose control? Maybe this time we'll be cautious, just tell me it's alright. My heart's getting heavy, your attitude's cold, but I like when you check me. I'm keen for your loving, and anytime you trippin' just happens in public. Girl, you have this habit where you call me out my name. It's like you're the final boss and I'm just tryna beat these games.
Again, had to call it off again. Again, guess we're better off as friends. Wait, give me space, I said boy get out my face. It's okay, you can't relate. Yeah, had to call it off again.
Had to call it off again. Had to call it off again. Had to call it off again. Had to call
doing what we can now. Things are turning around. Things are turning around. Doing what we can now. Things are turning around. See summertime in your face. Never been no race, yeah, but can we do it again, yeah. Can we do it again, yeah. And doing what we can now. And things are turning around. See summertime in your face. Never been no race right there, but can we do it Things are turning around. Turning up for that sound. Yeah, you know we're breaking it down. Doing what we can now. Things are turning around. See summertime in your face. Never been no race, yeah, but can we do it again, yeah. Can we do it again, yeah. And doing what we can now. And things are turning around. See summertime in your face. Never been in no race out there, but can we do it again? Things are turning around. No, we're making it rain, rain. Can we do it again? Yeah.
Always by your side. I'll be always by your side. Through shifting skies and endless miles, I walk with you through every trial. And it's enough, I gotta say. It's super important, we all need a place where we can just take in, kick back, unwind, surrounded by widows that feel like mine. These are the people sharing you up. Tears for tears when things go wrong. Oh, a friendly show, yeah, they got your back. With a love like that, there's nothing you lack. It's more than just being there, it's a vibe.
Hi, let's go.
Alright, let's take a look at our weather forecast today.
Today's forecast, a lot of sunshine, blue skies, marine clouds. Just a perfect day to go outside and relax. That's your forecast. We'll be right back.
Yeah, sunny days, sunny days, sunny days. No clouds in the sky, about to get away. Feels like it's been a freaking decade. Sorry, don't call me cause I'm gonna be on break. Sunny day, make way. All the stress and doubt.
G'day and welcome back to Sydney, the city that Dynalite has been so proud to call its home for almost 40 years now. But that party is for another day. Today we're going to talk about our homes in all of their various forms. For some people, that might be the family home that you grew up in or dreamed to create. And for others, such as seniors, students and military, it could be managed accommodation. But whether it's for short or permanent stays, these spaces are uniquely special to us. Distinct from work or school, these are the places that we choose rather than are obliged to spend our time. It's where we make and enjoy our most memorable moments and come together to create and celebrate treasured memories. And controls and automation can provide incredible opportunities to enhance these spaces. Through lighting, helping to personalize them, matching our mood or activity, as well as with drapery and audiovisual. With climate, we can provide fine control to help us and our families be comfortable whatever the season. And we can help to conserve energy, saving money, and helping us live our most sustainable lives. And for much of our history, Dynalite has been enhancing these spaces, working with incredible designers and partners to create some truly special homes. Let's take a look at a beautiful example of just that. Here's a stunning home that has deeply integrated the possibilities of Dynalite into their design, creating the most incredible and livable environment for this family.
In Parlour, Rob and Tui really did push the boundaries in terms of construction technique through to technology, like what we've done here with Dynalite.
Family-friendly and usable system was really important to us. So Rob and I have two young boys. Being user-friendly but also being able to keep up to their requirements, which is ever-growing. When you live on a canal, you've got two fronts of the house, so it's really important that home security. They were the main requirements for our house.
Dynalite was a clear front runner for us when it came to lighting control, as its software and architecture really allows integrators to complement the overall vision of the homeowner or the architect.
The lighting is everything. If you don't get the lighting right, you don't get anything right in a building. I'm talking about natural light, but also man-made light. How are these spaces going to be lit? It's all about the idea of when the sun sets, the lighting must rise. And how is that done?
One of my favourite features of this house is actually that transition from dusk into the night. It's where the lights change, everything slows down, but we don't really notice, it just happens.
Dynalite gives us comprehensive control over all aspects of the home. The ease of controlling lighting, window shades, motorised doors, access control, integrated audio, all of these things when they tie together connect the house to the family.
Coming up with the various scenes throughout the house. Another scene which we like to use is the entertainment scene. It really sets the house up and sets a tone. We've got the pool lights go on, the landscape lights go on, powder room, art light. There's no heavy lighting. Another one of my favourite features, at the end of the night I can just press one button and it turns the house into the bedtime scene for our kids. They've got a night light on, there's a few security lights on, but I don't have to go around turning lights off and on.
My approach to a home like this is to really drill down and find out how the homeowner wants to use their home, and therefore we can sit down with the owner and the architect and complement each other in the way we can put a system together. This job has plenty of standout areas to it, but if I had to pick one, I'd pick the outside pool area. With its perimeter lighting and fire pit area, it really brings this home to life.
When building a home of this calibre and level, I think it's really important to consider home automation and lighting and security early. It has to be in collaboration with your architect, builder, the owner, so that you get the right outcomes.
The biggest challenge on this project stemmed from the inherent limitations of the construction materials. Any home that looks really nice is generally really hard to pull off. A lot of planning has to go into the early works for these kind of jobs. for us, it's really important to nail that early to make sure we've got a seamless job.
My real main job is not only the design and vision and architecture of a job, but it's actually about building a team and get them to be awesome at what they do and create this overall vision. People can't quite put their finger on why it's good, it just feels good. But the answer is, the reason it feels good is because all those things are coming together at once, whether you know it or not. And that's the beauty of it.
Well, that is just beautiful. A dream house, if perhaps a little out of my personal budget. But with all of that context in mind, we wanted to make these possibilities accessible to everyone, for your own homes and for property developers and operators to integrate into their projects. So today, we're excited to share 4 major announcements with you. We have a groundbreaking new integration, a major extension to our flagship user interface family, a fully reimagined version of our mobile control app, and a new framework that helps you work with complementary third-party systems. So let's head back to the studio at Dynalite HQ and jump in for all the details. Welcome back to Dynalite HQ, and let's jump right into our announcements. And first up today, we have a breakthrough new integration for the Dynalite platform. Some of our most requested features over recent years have been to enable voice control, provide control remotely, and to support advanced features such as geofencing, or to securely enable access for controls to other family members. And in bringing these requests to the platform, we wanted to support our partners with the ability to approach 2 key opportunities. First, to enable property developers to build Dynalite controls into their new build homes and apartments right up front at the point of construction. And second, to have a more complete offering for you to promote into high-end standalone homes. And for both these opportunities, we knew that integration would be key. Instead of locking end users into a single ecosystem or only enabling via the Dynalite app, we wanted to give the flexibility of choice for future purchasers and residents to choose whichever of the major smart home platforms they preferred. But choosing where to start with features like this is a major decision. I mean, we all have our personal preferences. Some of us live in an Apple ecosystem, while others are invested in the Google, Amazon, or SmartThings platforms. So, after many hours of debate and a probably unhealthy caffeine intake, we still couldn't reach a unanimous decision on which platform was best. So instead, we took the only rational option and decided to support them all. But joking aside, that option is actually now possible thanks to the Matter Smart Home standard. This was founded in recent years by members including Apple, Google, and Amazon, as well as manufacturers including Signify. And Matter enables manufacturers like us to build a single common interface, which is then natively supported by all of the major smart home platforms. This works through devices that are nominated to act as Matter hubs. Within Apple, a HomePod or an Apple TV. For Amazon, their Echoes, Hubs, and Eero routers. Or Google through their Nest speakers, hubs, and TV streaming boxes. And other manufacturers like Samsung have their own equivalents. So this means that whichever smartphone, tablet, or watch you're wearing or you have in your pocket, whether you prefer chatting to Siri, Alexa, or Bixby, integration via Matter provides you with an option to stay natively within your favorite smart home ecosystem. So today, we are delighted to announce that Dynalite has also joined Matter. We are adding support for this via 2 key devices, our PDGS touchscreen and our PDGS gateway. The latest generations of these devices are off right now at the CSA being certified to act as Matter bridges, and they will expose all of the devices that Dynalite can support, lighting, climate, drapery, and fans, into your favorite smart home ecosystem. Let's take a look at what this will enable. join me now to help explain how this fits into the Dynalite architecture for commissioning, and also how end users will connect their smart home into Dynalite via Matter. So Phil, let's start then with commissioning. Do our engineers need to know anything new or special in order to support this new Matter integration?
There are no new skills that need to be learned, Stephen. If you have already commissioned a project and used one of our end user apps before, it's all about curating the XML file and then loading that into the gateway. So if there are channels that you don't want to be visible to the Matter app, you make them hidden in System Builder. If there are channels that are for HVAC or for warm white, cool white, or for cord channels, you set those properties correctly, they will then appear correctly in the Matter app. Once that's done, load the XML file to the PDTS or the PDEGS, and then you are all ready for the next process, which is getting it into the Matter app. It is channel level control, so we just need to make that clear. Version 1 is channel level control, and we are working towards preset control in future releases.
Okay, perfect. So no big learning curves or new features to learn. Let's now then go over to the demo wall. Phil's going to join Jamie from our development team and show you how that end user pairing process works both for Apple and Google Home setups. Let's take a look.
So, Jamie, thanks for joining us on the show. I believe you've been working on Matter integration for us, and you're going to talk me through how we actually set that up within iPhone and an Apple Hub.
Yep.
Fantastic. So we've got our touchscreen here. We are running the Array development software. So this gives you an idea of where we're up to with Array at the moment. And where do we start?
Well, the first place we start, Phil, is on your phone. So if you open up your Apple Home application.
Okay, so we're here now, yep.
And you start at the home screen, you will see there is a plus icon on your phone.
Okay.
And you click Add Accessory.
Yep.
And it will give you an option to scan a QR code.
Yep.
So all you do is you go to Settings and Matter Pairing, and you scan the QR code.
So I just hold that up.
Hold it up there, and it will say Add to Home.
Okay.
And then a prompt will come up telling you that it's found your accessory. You can just add it to your home.
Yep.
And then it will load all your devices, smart devices in your home will become available on your screen.
Fantastic. So it's found a number. I choose the area that I want to assign it to.
That's right. You can assign it to any room you want.
Well, let's create a new room. I'll call it the TV studio.
Yep.
Okay, continue. Okay, use the name provided or enter a custom name. Bridge name. I just continue.
Yeah. If you do feel like giving your Matter device a name that's recognizable on your app, you can do that. Yep. It's not important, but it's good for.
And is that the touchscreen that it's recognizing?
That is the touchscreen, yes.
Fantastic. Okay, so the bridge is added.
Yes.
Then it's about adding the Matter accessories.
Yes.
Well, Jamie, that all seemed pretty straightforward. It looks like it's all on the app. Maybe you want to talk us through it?
Sure. So now that I've successfully paired my Apple Home with my Matter accessory, I now have all the devices on my screen ready to control at the touch of a button. So let's say I want to turn the lights on and off. Right now I have a light on. Let's turn it off. And maybe let's just control the level. You can have all that functionality on whatever app you prefer, your Google Home, your Amazon Echo, your Apple Home. It's all there to use in a similar way.
Fantastic, and I assume that would work with voice control and all the other functions that come with the Apple system or with your Google Home.
So all smart home features should work out of the box with our Matter bridge. It just provides an endpoint for the commands to go to. That means that if the device lives on the Dynalite side, all Apple has to do is talk to it directly and the lights will change.
Fantastic. And all I need to do as a commissioning engineer is to make sure I've got the right XML file in the touchscreen so that that can be used when it's loaded onto the Matter, well, when it's loaded onto the app. Is that correct?
That's right. So when you open a new job and you upload it to your Matter device, all the configurations, the logical channel mappings, the logical areas, all of that will be available just at the touch of a button, and it loads automatically.
Fantastic. Well, Jamie, thanks for some great work. Thank you for joining us. And back to Stephen.
That looks great. So once you've commissioned a project, it is so easy for the end user or somebody purchasing an enabled new home to connect it to their chosen smart home ecosystem. They simply scan the QR code and place the connected devices to rooms inside their preferred Matter app. Now, Daniel's joined me because alongside this great new integration, we've also upgraded the internal engine card of the PDTS and are enabling gateway functionality as well. This will allow the PDTS to be able to be used for not just control, but also now as the connectivity hub of your home or small business. So Daniel, can you take us through the hardware upgrades in this new second generation PDTS?
Absolutely. So within the same slim housing, we have updated the internals significantly. This latest engine card now includes almost 2 times processing power and a new dedicated graphics engine. Overall, this results in almost 4 times performance for on-screen graphics control. That means that the processing and conductivity for the Ethernet and Matter can operate in the background without affecting any on-screen performance.
Fantastic. So when will these new upgraded devices be available?
So right now, the updated hardware to the PDTS is already shipping. So any orders that have been received will be shipping hardware ready to support the functionality. It'll simply be a matter of updating the firmware of the device to now support all the features that we're talking about today.
Fantastic. Really powerful updates. Great to keep the internals of the PDTS as powerful as the outer looks. So later in this year, we will also expand this further again, adding support to the PDTS to act as a cloud gateway so that people will be able to use this device to remotely connect to sites for support and updating configurations via Dynalite Cloud. During our last event, we launched the Revolution display, a beautiful new 4-inch all-display touchscreen, alongside Array, our new modular design language for digital interfaces. And the early feedback has been fantastic. Users are loving the new Array interface, and the first shipments are flying out of the warehouse. So today, we are ready to expand on this even further, with some exciting extensions to the Revolution family. Starting with Array, we're pleased to share the first update, introducing themes. Themes allow you to choose from different accent colors, which are applied across the widgets and icons throughout the user interface. Themes can be chosen during commissioning in System Builder, and today we're adding new silver and slate options alongside the existing gold. We can also share that the team are working hard to bring the Array design language to the PDTS touchscreen. This will come via a future software update, giving you the ability to deliver consistent user interfaces between all of our displays. That's especially helpful when you use the PDTS as a home hub for Matter, for control and connectivity, alongside the Revolution display for room-level controls. Look out for that update later in the year. Moving over to the Revolution hardware then. Revolution, for a long time, has continued to be the best-in-class panel technology, combining a positive tactile button press with full RGB backlighting and sensing for temperature, humidity, ambient light, and user proximity. We knew that we needed to create something really special on the outside to match this technology. And today we have 2 major updates to share, starting with new finishes. And Daniel has been joined by Jess from our development team to tell us all about them.
Hi, we're joined with Jess from our Sydney engineering team. How are you doing, Jess?
I'm good. How are you?
Not too bad, thanks for asking. So you're part of the Sydney engineering team. What kind of engineering are you involved in?
I'm a mechanical engineer.
Mechanical engineer. And so you're involved in the development of the new finishes for the Revolution range. What was your involvement with that project?
So in this Metalize project, I am the technical team lead, so coordinating the technical sides of the project deliveries, starting from the concept design all the way to productions. I'm also the development engineers for the product.
Okay, wow. So you're taking on a lot of responsibility for this then. Now, could you walk us through the development requirements? Like, what were you looking to achieve in the result that we have here?
Sure. We started by understanding the customer needs here. In the Antambra series, we found that the customer likes the metal finish, and also in the PDR standard range, we found that the customer likes the customizable backlit. So naturally, we combine them together to form this finish.
Fantastic. So what was some of the development steps that were taken to be able to achieve this result? What were some of the things you experimented with?
So the idea here is to mimic the metal look and also to have the ability to engrave it. So we started by experimenting a few techniques. So first of all, we started by the painting, so metallic painting to get the finish. However, that doesn't really give the real metal look. And then we move on to off-the-shelf metal look-alike finishes. So that gives us a real metal look. However, the yield rate of those are very, very low. Naturally, we ended up with our own customized solutions, which is PVD.
Okay, so basically the requirement was that we needed to be able to capture the finishes that we see within the Antambra range while simultaneously supporting the backlit labelling that we see in the Revolution range, as well as the longevity of the button presses, making it manufacturable. There's quite a long list of different requirements that you have there. And you landed on a process called PVD. What exactly is that?
So PVD is a short form for physical vapor depositions. It's a technique that transfers metals to plastics. So what we are seeing here is that the metal is vaporized into particles and transferred onto plastic in a vacuum chamber.
Oh, wow. So the finish that we're seeing here is the result of a real metal being applied to a plastic surface while retaining a texture surface that you also require too.
The reasons why we pick PVD is that it gives a more stable color and also it is resistant to wear and tear.
Okay. So to be able to achieve what was required, you've got lots of different layers on the Revolution buttons. Can you step us through some of these layers and what they're doing?
Sure. On the surface itself, there is a satin finish. So comparing to our standard range black and white, these are a satin look. So underneath this satin look, there is a lineaging that mimics the lineage of a real metal. And underneath the lineage is the PVD and then the light blocking layer.
Okay, so all up to the original Revolution button, we have our mechanical substrate, we have a light diffuser, we have an LED blocker, we then have the PVD coloured layer, a textured layer, a translucent layer, and then the satin finish on the top. So your job was to get all of that technology crammed into a tiny thickness of a button.
That's correct.
Wow, that's amazing. What unreasonable person asked you to do this?
That's how I'm going to see at the camera.
I'm sure we could put a sound effect over that. Now, in using the PVD technology, what sort of challenges did you need to overcome?
So the challenge here is trying to achieve the color cohesion between all these pieces, between the buttons to the frames, and then obviously to the rim fascia as well.
So we have here today, so this is our gold finish, and you have in your hands the aluminium finish. We're right now just showing this in the Euro style, but we are looking to sort of expand this into the American style format and also capture the other finishes that we enjoy within the Antambra range. This is a phenomenal result with some amazing technology. Thank you for pioneering the solution. And the truth is really something to behold. And to be honest, I think it's a case where the finish is not fairly captured in photos and videos. It's something that you've really got to see and experience because it changes and dances with you depending about what you look. And what you've done here looks amazing. So thank you, Jess.
Thank you, Dan.
No problem.
Incredible work by Jess and the whole team there. And trust me, these materials look even better in person. We're excited to release these new finishes for both of our form factors, square for European markets and portraits for Australian and North American markets. And we'll be starting with our two most popular colors, silver and a brand new formula of gold, with orders opening next month and shipments following from the end of September. This portfolio of colors will extend further over time, with our intention to support the full set of colors that you've been used to with the Antumbra range. An updated demo box will be available later in the year to showcase these beautiful new finishes, and we'll let you know more details in due course. But that's not all. We have even more to share about Revolution with you today. We've always viewed Revolution as a family with great flexibility, both in terms of how and also where you can use it. So to fulfill that capability, we've created a powerful new offer. And we've made this video to show you what it's all about.
Okay, we're back with Jess, and we're taking a look now at the double and the triple gang Revolution. So going from the familiar single gang Revolution, what have you changed and added to be able to accommodate for the double and triple gang configurations?
So for the single gang, we have maintained all the buttons, the AMKs and the wall plates. So they are actually a common parts between the 2 gang, 3 gangs. The wall plate, the buttons, and the AMKs are the same.
Okay, so people who are familiar with the current Revolution single gang, they're not going to see anything very strange or exotic with these. It is the exact same mechanics underneath that you've repurposed to be able to bring in the double and the triple gang features.
That's correct.
So now we're looking at going from the single to the double triple gang. How is it that the installer is going to be able to space those common mounting brackets? Because you're reusing the same single gang mounting bracket. Does the installer have any sort of tools that they could use to be able to make sure that they've got their installation correct?
We have a tool alignment jig that can be purchased separately. So this tool alignment jig would help to install it in the correct patterns. So what it needs to do is to take off the buttons and the MK and then make a hole with the jig and then put them all together.
Okay, so with this jig, the installers are able to go through and set the positions of their mounting boxes, and this will be the correct locations for the wall plates that then will see the double and the triple gang spacing done correctly.
That's correct.
Okay, and this is a jig that is purchased separately. It's not supplied with the units themselves?
Yep, it is different.
Okay. So looking at the triple gang here, I see we've got a button and a display that we all know about, but what's happening here on the left side?
So this part is actually reserved for the Siemens V8 accessory. So we have designed the inserts. We designed this adapter to fit where the buttons is. So to replace the buttons and the V8, they are actually just a V8 adapters.
Okay. So it's very flexible, allowing you to be able to make changes depending about the site requirements and if there are any sort of variables that may show up where the project needs to make some changes on site. So this is ready to go now, and we just have this as a placeholder. So you need to purchase the electrical accessories from Simon, and that will click straight into that.
That's correct.
Okay, great. So I'm looking at the 3 gang here, and we have this set up for, as you said, the button or the V8 combo on both sides, and in the middle we have the display. So could we set this up for a button combination if necessary?
We can have it button. This rim, however, is specifically for the button display button, so it's definitely a different rim.
Okay, so if we need to use a display, it's always in the middle and it is a dedicated rim for a display. But if we're using a button, it is a different rim, but something that's perfectly possible.
That's correct. So the display would sit in the middle for the triple gang, whereas on the double gang itself, the display can be set either the left or the right side, depending on the rim configurations.
Oh, fantastic. So there's a lot of flexibility depending about the project's application. So if we're looking at, say, a hotel room installation and we need to have panels on the left and the right side of the bed, the project has the opportunity to mount the display closest to the guest if necessary.
That's correct.
Fantastic. Okay. So with the Revolution single gang, we have an environmental sensor that allows us to detect temperature and humidity. Is that still supported in the multi-gang configuration?
Yep, over here we have actually two different panels. So on the left side, this is a double gang. The temperature and humidity sensors is always on the bottom left of the panels. So this one is supported, whereas over here, this configuration does not really support it because there's a V8 instance over here, which means that this is for the V8 accessories.
Okay, so to be able to support the environmental sensors, we just need to make sure that there is a Dynalite network device on the far left that has exposure to the temperature sensor aperture.
That's correct.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Jess.
Thank you. Cheers.
These are some incredible updates to our Revolution panel families. Jess and Daniel showed us there the beautiful premium new finishes for our European, Australian, and North American ranges. Those will be added alongside the current black and white gloss options, elevating the appearance of Revolution with two brand new finish choices. Our new satin finishes, with their hybrid polycarbonate material, will bring a brushed metal effect and a matte finish in a range of color options. And that new material retains all of the engraving flexibility that we're known for, so you can create stunning looking panels with full color backlighting, illuminating your customized text and icons. Then next up, we saw the new multi-gang frame options for our European Revolution range. These allow you to create a single unified frame and fascia for double and triple gang panels that provide a clean and seamless appearance across the front of the panel. Within that, you can mix and match buttons, displays, and electrical accessories, creating the most flexible control interface for all of your services, bringing lighting, climate, drapery, and fans all into one unified panel. From launch, we will offer electrical accessory sleeves for the V8 range of modules from Simon Electric, giving you access to color-matched power, data AV, and USB charging modules. Those V8 modules are available across Asia, Middle East, and Africa. And later this year, we will extend that support for a second range, bringing the same range of modules to the UK and for Europe. And then earlier on, we saw the brand new themes for Revolution Display. These allow you to adjust the color tints across the Array user interface. This will be especially useful when you're using a display within a multi-gang frame, now allowing the on-screen content to match the physical frame and buttons alongside. All combined, these updates make a huge leap forward for Revolution. They bring a beautiful new range of design and finish choices, paired with our existing best-in-class panel technology. Full RGB backlighting, embedded proximity, ambient light, temperature, and humidity sensors. Customers and designers are going to love using Revolution for commercial, hospitality, and residential spaces. And to help you share the new range of possibilities with your customers and specifiers, we're pleased to launch a new lookbook for our user interface ranges. Head over to dynalite.com/events to download a copy and recap all of the details straight after this event. So alongside our physical user interfaces, we know that mobile control is also a key requirement. The device that's already in your pocket provides incredible convenience for users anywhere within their home or small business, or for those who are perhaps unable to reach the physical switches. And of course, when you're not on site and you need to be able to make a change. And that digital canvas gives much greater scope to empower personalization, allowing users to create new scenes to match a mood, activity, or celebration, or to adjust a schedule from one season to the next. So, alongside the possibilities that have been opened up through our new Matter integration, we wanted to provide a first-party option and give you an end-to-end Dynalite solution. So today we're excited to announce an all-new version of the Dynalite Control app will arrive soon. This new app has been reimagined from the ground up, built around our beautiful new Array design language to make everything instantly intuitive for all users. And we've added powerful new features, such as remote connectivity via Dynalite Cloud, and macros to allow you to easily trigger multiple actions from a single tap on a richly personalized tile. Phil's joined me here and is going to share more details about the new app and also give us a demo of the app in action. Thanks, Phil.
Okay, so let's look at the latest version of the new mobile app from R&D. So first time you go in, you need to log in. You need to load the configuration from the cloud into the system. So I'm just going to log into my account. Okay, and it's now presented me with a list of different Dynalite systems that are on my account. The cloud icon indicates that it's already loaded into the app. So very easily we can select a project and then we are ready to go. So I can see on the screen now that it says connected, and the picture there you can put in yourself, so you can customize it a little bit. We have the macros here, which are buttons that are just going to run macros to control parts of the house, and they are customizable. And then if I go into spaces, I can see all the different spaces that we can control. This page is not fully finished yet, but it's giving me a flat list of the spaces that I'm controlling. We're currently in this room, so if I press the presets, I can go to presets. I can adjust with a slider, and down here I can go to channel control. So that's all in the one page. As you can see, we've got editing icons there, which will allow those to be edited. Then if I look, we've got some different types of icons. So we have curtain control, we have heating, HVAC control, which is very similar to the array that we have in the Revolution display today, and the one that's coming in the touchscreen with array. So basic control there, and then you also have the option to go back to change your project, and then you can choose to connect to your second project, and then you can carry on working on that project there. So Stephen, that's the app. Back to you.
I love the way the new Array design language looks in this app. The way of navigating through different spaces and seeing all of the services that you can control, from lighting to climate, fans, curtains, and blinds. It's all now so clear and intuitive. And how I can also customize the app with my own backgrounds and themes. In the new editor, you can now really easily personalize scenes to meet your preferences, including a powerful and intuitive new color picker. And with macros, you can quickly build a list of multiple actions to trigger all at once. Perfect for when you're leaving or arriving in the morning or in the evening. And now, with connectivity powered by Dynalite Cloud, you can both see and control your home or small business remotely from anywhere in the world. So this begins an important new journey for the Dynalite mobile app, with much more coming over time, including automations such as scheduling. This new app will be available later in the year, with feature parity coming across both iOS and Android platforms from launch. But starting from the end of this month, we would love to invite our partners who'd like an early preview of the new app and of course to provide some important real-world feedback for us to join a new beta program. If you're interested, please head over to dynalite.com/beta to sign up and to get a few more details. And then we'll be in touch in the coming weeks to get you all set up. Throughout the years, Dynalite has always worked to offer great flexibility, embracing complementary systems through integration. And we do this so that full space control can benefit from our beautiful unified user interfaces, such as the extensions we just saw to Revolution. And so that our sensing data, such as occupancy, can help to save energy across other services, such as climate control. And so that the schedules we manage in our software can benefit the whole space, covering not just lighting, but also curtains, blinds, fans, and temperature. So to help our partners continue delivering projects with control beyond lighting, we wanted to take another step towards recognizing those integrations, both those that Dynalite develops, as well as the ones that our friends at third-party manufacturers have created. And we will always work to ensure that the performance of these integrations and the way they're configured matches the quality you expect from Dynalite. To give that a new formal process and a way of you recognizing certified integrations, we're pleased today to introduce a new program called Works with Dynalite. And joining me to help explain a little bit more about how we ensure that quality and the steps we go through to ensure smooth compatibility is Sivram from our system testing team. Hi Sivram, thank you so much for joining us today. I know that you have incredible experience with the Dynalite platform. Maybe you could start by sharing how long you've been part of the Dynalite team.
Yeah, thanks Stephen for having me here for this discussion. I joined the Philips Dynalite in 2011, and it's been 14 years with Dynalite. I'm so proud to be part of Dynalite family. So since I joined Philips Lighting, I'm associated with Philips Dynalite, and as a test engineer in Bangalore office I joined. Then I got an opportunity to work in the system expert team and also moved to the Dynalite headquarters in Sydney, and I worked there for 4 years. Now for the last 2 years I am working as a product architect for the system testing team.
So within our new Works with Dynalite program, I know you're responsible for testing prior to any products being considered as certified. Perhaps you could tell us a little bit more about what that involves.
As a part of this program, I actually realized there are so many systems that will be mutually benefited if we can integrate with them. So as part of the program, the first step would be to source those third-party devices and get those connected to our full-fledged system test setup in Bangalore. Second thing would be to identify the best way to, or the optimal way to integrate with them. So we have got many channels for integration. It could be through the RS-485 or the RS-232, or the test and binary integration, or even through the API integration that we have now to offer. So it can be either directly connecting to the device or via a server we can integrate. So once we identify the best way to integrate with them, we connect it to our system, we do the end-to-end working, and then document it. So once we confirm this is the way a third-party system can work, we do a complete documentation that can be referred in the future, and many similar integration can be benefited from it.
Fantastic. Could you expand on what full system testing means? What does this involve?
System testing involves testing a new software feature or a completely new hardware on a full-scale Dynalite network. So in Bangalore, we have a full-fledged system test setup that ranges from a multi-towered hotel or to a multi-storied office building or to a retail site. So the main thing that we do with any new software or a hardware is, get it included in our test setup, and we do the end-to-end testing with that. So it is hard to simulate, or it's hard to create a 2,000-room hotel or a multi-story building in a small lab network. So what we have done is we have different kinds of hardware and software simulators that mimic the real-time traffic. We need to ensure our system is scalable, and we give utmost attention to the non-functional testing. So that is the full context of system testing that is happening in Bangalore now.
Wonderful. Last question for you. Has this new certification program changed at all the way that we're working?
We have been doing this complete end-to-end system testing for many years already. So the new certification is simply an expansion of scope, bringing new items into the test that have a complementary value to our systems. If our customers are likely to use one of these third-party items on site or in a project, it makes sense to us that we review that as part of our system test and share the outcome. So first with the manufacturer, so we can look to optimize the experience together, and then to our partners with this endorsement as works with the Dynalite brand, our logo. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thanks, Sivram. Thank you so much for joining us. The system testing team are invaluable in our development process. Day in, day out, they're comprehensively testing every new piece of hardware, firmware, and software that we release, with hundreds of tests to ensure quality. So today, alongside this new program, we're also delighted to highlight some of the first integration partners that will be certified as works with Dynalite. Let me hand over to Phil now, and he'll introduce a few of them.
Okay, thanks, Stephen. And first up, it's a great pleasure to have Igor on the show. Igor is from Cool Automation, and they're going to talk about a new product which extends the ability to integrate Dynalite and air conditioning systems from multiple manufacturers. So, Igor, can you start by introducing your company, please, for viewers who aren't that familiar with Cool Automation?
Hey, Phil. First of all, I would like to thank you for letting us being here and allowing us to present our products and solutions. So for those who are not familiar with Cool Automation, shortly, we are a global company established 15 years ago, specializing in integration with air conditioning systems, especially in DRF systems. One of the unique I would say advantages of our company is that we incorporate everything we need professionally inside the company. So we have our own hardware, firmware, cloud teams. And in addition to that, we have been growing from the air conditioning market. So we are well familiar with all the air conditioning side of things, whether it's installation, support, service, and diagnostics. So we are helping our customers to give them full solution from A to Z, starting with troubleshooting air conditioning systems up to full integration with our partners such as Signify.
Great stuff. And what is the product that is joining Works with Dynalite program today?
So most of our customers are familiar with this device. This is Coolmaster, a universal gateway for VRF systems. And in the last couple of years, we have expanding the range of compatibility of our products to other market segments, such as splits, multi-splits, legacy, and traditional. So today, I would like to talk about more about the Cool Plug, which is a one-to-one device for the integration of splits and multi-splits. One of the big advantages of this development is that the product not only expands the compatibility, but it also enhances the integration. And using this device, we add flexibility of integration, decentralizing the total integration from one central device to many distributed devices, which gives us flexibility in design and in price. And in terms of technical improvements, we allow using thermostats such as Antumbra as temperature measurement control for the air conditioning unit. So we are able with this device to provide temperature feedback directly from the Antumbra sensor and make it compatible with the air conditioning unit. This is one of the biggest demanded enhancements in the market.
That sounds like a fantastic innovation, mate. And which HVAC manufacturers or types of HVAC units can be integrated using the Cool Plug?
So, as I mentioned, Cool Plug works with single splits, and those splits are manufactured by same VRF manufacturers, mostly coming from the east part of the world. Japan started in Japan and then expanded to Korea and China. Brands like Daikin, Mitsubishi, Toshiba, Hitachi, and so on. Most of the equipment manufactured by those vendors would be compatible with our products.
Fantastic. So, last but not least, how do customers get hold of a Cool Plug?
So, we are a global company with, as I mentioned, local presence of pre-sale, sale, distribution networks, and so on. So we would be happy to guide our customers to get local assistance and help from our partners or our own sales team in different parts of the world. We also maintain direct commercial channel with the manufacturer. So our customers are most welcome to contact us directly, centrally through website or through their Signify sales channel, and they would be directed to the right team from our side to get hold of our products, whether it's design, helping with the project design or acquiring the product.
Great stuff. Thanks, Igor. Real pleasure talking to you as always, and look forward to talking to you again soon. So, next then, let's look at fenestration, so blinds, curtain control. I'm sure everybody watching appreciates the value of these automated features within the full home automation system, and we're very lucky to have Somfy as a partner. Here we've got Joel. And yeah, Joel, we're really pleased to have you.
Thanks, Phil. It's really great to be here.
So, okay, Joel, let's start. Can you please share a bit about Somfy's extensive history in fenestration and home automation?
No worries at all. Somfy has over 50 years' experience manufacturing motors and controls for internal and external window coverings. We have locations in 57 countries with almost 9,000 employees. In Australia, we are the trusted partner for window automation in homes, all the way up to large-scale projects, delivering blind control systems on projects like Circular Quay Tower in Sydney, 80 Ann Street in Brisbane, and the Melbourne Quarter development. Somfy has a long history of integrating our solutions with Dynalite, from wired technology motors and interlocked relays to RS485 connections and RTS transmitters and gateways to integrate our blind control system to Dynalite on large projects.
And what product is joining the Works with Dynalite program today?
Yeah, Phil, that will be the Synes 40 RS485. It comes in 3, 6 and 9 Newton meters with a speed of 30 revolutions per minute.
Okay, so which types of curtains and blinds will that motor be compatible with?
Roller blinds, Roman blinds, projection screens and pleated blinds.
Great. And what features are you most excited to provide end users with?
Bidirectional feedback, which includes live position feedback or error feedback. There are multiple preset user positions available, quick setting with the RS485 limit setting tool, quiet operation of our Synes range, and a range of head covers for aesthetics. You can see this one has a white cover.
For our technical audience, would you mind sharing how it's integrated to the Dynalite network? So what it talks to, what information is transmitted, and so on?
No worries. So each motor has its own node ID, so an individual address for the motor. They're two 30-volt motors with RS485 over LAN for the wiring connection. You can direct connect this to Dynalite via an RS485 gateway. You'll just need to control it with a driver. And yes, there is two-way communication between systems.
That all sounds pretty straightforward. Okay, so for users looking to level up their fenestration integration, where can they find your product?
During the design phase of any project, if you could let the blind retailer know that you would like the Cines 40 RS485 motor, that way when the blinds are installed, the correct motor will be in there for you.
Fantastic. Thanks very much, Joel. And again, great to have you on the show. Fantastic supporter of the Dynalite, as we are of the Somfy. And we'll talk to you again soon.
Thanks a lot for your time.
Okay, next we're going to look at home systems. It's not uncommon to have multiple systems deployed in a home. And for usability, there's typically one system being the end user control tool. Now, one of those systems is Crestron Home, and we've worked with Richard Mullins from Chow Mein to make this a whole lot easier. Richard, we're so pleased to have you.
Thanks for having me, Phil.
Can you please share a bit about the history of Chow Mein and how it supports integrators?
Yeah. Chow Mein was founded to address a clear gap in the automation industry, the lack of specialist companies capable of developing robust integrations for control systems. As demand grew, many manufacturers struggled to keep up with the integration requests, leaving integrators without the tools needed to connect third-party products. Chow Mein stepped into that bridge that gap with professionally developed drivers that simplify deployment, reduce programming time, and improve system stability. Today, we support integrators globally through the Chow Mein Soft Marketplace, which offers both manufacturer-sponsored free integrations and licensed drivers. With 400 integrations spanning 170 plus brands, we help integrators deliver reliable, feature-rich solutions. We also help manufacturers reach new audiences, enabling integration into professional systems and marketing these solutions to our dealer network. To ensure long-term success, we offer 19 hours a day of phone, chat, and ticket-based technical support to our integration partners.
Great. And what product is joining the Works with Dynalite program today?
Yeah, today we're proud to announce our Crestron Home driver for Dynalite. We've been working hard on producing a driver that feels native in Crestron Home without needing to do any specialised programming in Dynalite. We wanted to make sure that dealers could take full advantage of all the powerful Dynalite programming that they're used to, while also being able to take advantage of some of the advanced features that are part of Crestron Home, like user adjustable scenes and schedules.
Right, okay. And are you planning to develop this driver further? What future features are you most excited to provide end users with?
Yeah, we definitely have plans beyond the initial launch. The first updates we have planned for the missing natively supported lighting controls, specifically RGB and the colour temperature control. Even though these are already easy to control through Dynalite, we want to make sure that the Crestron control also works seamlessly and leave it up to the integrators to decide what makes most sense for that particular project. In addition to those controls, we're also looking at adding blind control. That's a feature that we've had a lot of requests for. There's no direct access to the native blind controls for us at this stage. So what we're looking at doing is producing something that looks as close to the native controls as we can, but it's easily slotted in there into your existing Dynalite programming. We've been talking to a lot of people about the best way to do that, and we've been getting a number of feature requests, so no doubt there'll be more to come.
Okay, for our technical audience, would you mind sharing how this is integrated to the Dynalite network?
Sure. We wanted to make the driver as easy to install and take advantage of all the programming that's already done in System Builder. So to that end, we use exported data to configure the driver. So with a few clicks, the driver has all the channel and preset information required, correctly named, ready to go. We present the discovered loads based on how they've been programmed as well. So for example, any presets that have been marked as hidden won't show up in Crestron. The driver itself uses IP control, so getting started really is just as simple as providing an IP address and a port. And we document some custom routing to allow easy monitoring between System Builder and the control system, so you can sort of see what's happening on both sides. Once it's all up and running, we maintain full two-way feedback between Crestron and Dynalite, and we make sure that everything that happens in Dynalite gets reflected in Crestron, and of course everything that happens in Crestron similarly gets reflected in Dynalite.
Right, great. And for users looking to use the Crestron Home with the Dynalite system, where can they find this driver?
Yeah, so we've actually just announced the beta of the driver, and we have a good list of testers already. But if there's anyone is interested in helping us test, we'd love to hear from you. You can reach out to us by chat, email, or phone. Just jump on our website to find the details there. Once we've through that beta process and everything's looking good, then our intention is to release it on our marketplace.
Great. Richard, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks very much, Phil.
Thanks so much to Sivram and to all of our partners for joining us today. We're so excited about the possibilities that further integration will bring across our platform, enabling you to create ever smarter connected systems for your customers. You can keep an eye on the list of partners and get more details about all the integrations we showed today at Dynalite.com. And the Works with Dynalite program will expand further over time, bringing more partners and new categories of integration into the platform. Okay, if you haven't already, make sure you drop your questions into the Q&A box on the right-hand side of your screen. Let's bring back Emma, Daniel, and Phil. We're standing by to open the floor for Q&A.
And you act out of your mind, cause your vision of us shattered right in front of your eyes. Speak your truth, don't hold back, long as it ain't behind my back. I know it's hard being sincere when it feels like it's so bad. Just smile, the world is watching, they seem so concerned, but they can tell me nothing, I might just let it burn. You lost that fire for me, I know I let you go, still at the same old place.